Hey, Jeff C here. It is Thursday, October the 10th, and I'm not sure if you've seen it. Not too many people did, but I put up a video yesterday on the CSEC, sorry. This is the Communications Security Establishment Canada, the Canadian equivalent of the NSA, and how they were spying on Brazil, in particular the energy mining industries. We were talking about countries that are controlled by oligarchs, these massive corporations that are trying to make as much money as possible and spy on everybody and control everything at the same time. It's so important for them to have this type of information that they've built this monstrosity. Well, it's a monstrosity. It's actually quite a beautiful building, but it is a billion-dollar top secret spy palace. This is on the cbc.ca page. New intelligence quarter has soaring atriums, grand staircases, and filtered drinking fountains. So here are some photos here of this palace. As you look, these massive atriums, they are sparing no expense to build this spy monstrosity that is going to spy on every Canadian and other people in the world. As we know already, Brazil. How many more countries has Canada been spying on? We'll find out, hopefully, at least some of them from Edward Snowden's leaks. Here's some more photos. You know, this is just unbelievably extravagant. One of the most expensive. It is the most expensive building in the Government of Canada history. So just in case anybody's confused where your money, your tax dollars are going, they're going to fund this huge complex which is going to be spying and recording everything that you do. Every single thing that you do online with a computer, with a smartphone, within any distance of a microphone that is attached to one of these devices, or a webcam or whatever it might be, they're watching you, they're collecting, they're harvesting this data, and they're sharing it with the NSA, the GCHQ, Australia, New Zealand, and even Israel. So here in the article, while Harper government is preaching government austerity, it is spending almost $1.2 billion on a new Ottawa headquarters for little-known military spy agency. Well, little known, really. Is it little known? I guess it is. I don't know. I've known about it for quite some time and trying to wake people up to it. It is the most expensive Canadian government building ever constructed. Just in case you're wondering what their priorities are. There you go. Under tight security, CBC obtained an exclusive tour of this top secret complex that most Canadians will otherwise never get to see. A development even National Defence apparently thinks is so grandiose that the department dubbed the project Camelot in official documents. Wow. Right? When completed next year, the facility in suburban Ottawa will house the roughly 2,000 employees of Communications Security Establishment Canada, a federal agency that spies mainly on Canadians, sorry, I added that, foreigners, by hacking into their computers, reading their emails, and intercepting their phone calls. CSEC officially estimated the complex would cost $880 million, but sources close to the project say it will be closer to $1.2 billion by the time all the associated costs are tallied. And that would probably be the most expensive building in Canada were it not for the big O of Montreal, which we are still paying for. But I digress. The developer has also been contracted to maintain the building and provide other services for roughly $3 billion over the next 30 years. It is virtually impossible for the media or taxpayers to verify the specifics of how that money is actually being spent. Almost everything to do with the project has been declared a matter of national security and stamped secret. The former head of CSEC makes no apologies for what he calls an architectural wonder at public expense. Wow, right? They're so confident in what they're doing that they just shove it in our faces. So this is where all their tax dollars are going, or a lot of them, right? To fund this agency that has been caught digging into people's computers, spying on Brazil, doing all kinds of nasty things, and now they're getting this beautiful, huge palace, the most expensive building in Canadian history, in order to do more of it. Here's a little bit on CBC what it looks like after it's built. Let's take a look at this. Pretty interesting.
Don't tell anyone, but this building behind me is the new top-secret headquarters for Canada's super-secret spy agency. It's called the Communications Security Establishment, or CSEC, and just about everything about it is a secret. Until now. In this CBC exclusive, we take you on site. It's the most expensive government office building ever constructed in this country. By the time the project is finished, it will have cost taxpayers over $1 billion. But don't ask where all that money went. That's a secret. It will house 2,000 spies, the kind who tap phones and hack into computers. At the back of the property, there's a huge concrete bunker. It houses what is touted as the most powerful computer in the country. But don't ask what the spies are using it for. That's a secret. Behind all the magnificent architecture of steel and glass, the centerpiece of the new CSEC headquarters will be a huge fireplace, a meeting place of sorts for those who spend their days stealing other people's secrets. Greg Weston, CBC News, Ottawa.
Yeah, don't ask what it's about. We're not going to tell you. It's our money that's paying for it. But no. You have no business asking anything. Peter's Womendyke here did a thing the other night on it.
Wondering how important CSEC is these days, consider this. The secret agency is about to move into a brand new headquarters. Spectacular and huge. It's being built in Ottawa, about 10 kilometers east of Parliament Hill, near Canada's better-known spy agency, CSIS. In fact, CSEC will be right next door. The complex bigger than most sports stadiums, at almost 800,000 square feet. And it's been completely off-limits until now. The CBC's Greg Weston had an exclusive tour. Greg.
Peter, it's the most expensive Canadian government building ever constructed, and most Canadians will never be allowed to see it. It's a stunning piece of architecture. The centerpiece looks like a massive skyscraper lying on its side. It'll have soaring atria with several lounges and other wide-open common areas. John Adams headed the spy agency for 7 years. He oversaw the project from its conception and makes no apologies.
Did it have to be an architectural wonder? No, it didn't. But glass in this building is the same price as glass in that building. That building's just going to look an awful lot better than this building.
In fact, CBC News has learned that by the time spies here begin hacking the world's computers, the total cost of their new digs will be over $1 billion.
Looking good does not cost you extra. A brick is a brick. It's how you use the brick, it's how you use the glass. And that facility is going to be quite magnificent.
The Taxpayers Federation is not impressed.
The question is, did they really look at the expenses when they set out to build a $1.2 billion building for 2,000 people?
The roughly 2,000 CSEC employees will work in 7 glass towers. But there are no offices anywhere. It's all open. The sprawling grounds will be landscaped with lawns and trees, hiking trails, and 2 large duck ponds.
People say, it's ostentatious. It's not ostentatious. It's A, it's part heat, and B, it's gas, and C, people will walk to the fire, and guess what? They're going to meet people that they otherwise would never see.
And of course there is security everywhere, mostly to keep others from spying on the spies. Part of the $1 billion price tag is in this concrete bunker. It houses the most powerful supercomputer in the country, plus cooling systems and generators. It all sucks enough electricity to light much of Ottawa. Peter, this facility is so grand, the Defense Department refers to it as Project Camelot. But taxpayers will likely never know details of the costs. Like CSEC itself, this information is deemed top secret.
Yeah, that guy there, the bald dude with the glasses, the former head of CSEC. This guy here, what an asshole. What a fucking asshole. I mean, seriously, right? This glass is the same as that glass? That's not true at all. They're using special glass that's all specially designed for this ostentatious, complete monstrosity to spy on all of Canada. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, gotta watch the time here. Let's take a quick look at CSEC and what they tell you about how they hire people and
You
what
may
they're
be
looking
the
for.
smartest person on your block. You may have the best marks in the history of your program. You may have written some of the most robust code ever, speak and write 10 languages fluently, or be scarily bright in math, physics, or engineering. But we have just one question for you. Can you keep a secret? We are the Communications Security Establishment Canada. We're serious, really serious about our mission. We provide the Government of Canada with foreign signals intelligence and protect information of national interest through leading-edge technology. We do all this while facing the increasingly complex threat of cyber terrorism, and we think we just might fit in with your plan. If you understand what it means to put every ounce of your learning on the line, to work with some of the most learned people in the world every day, to take on staggeringly complex problems and hammer out solutions, you've got at least part of what we're looking for. But back to the keeping a secret part. You see, that motherlode of information we've talked about has enormous strategic and economic value to Canada. As you can imagine, it is highly prized by those who would create chaos and threaten our safety and security. How we protect it is top secret. And as a member of our team, you become a guardian of Canada's information. That's where keeping a secret comes in.
Yes, keeping a secret. That's what this whole thing is about. They won't answer any questions on it. They won't even acknowledge the spying on Brazil. This is exactly what it's all about. These security agencies are becoming these monsters that are beyond any control. Really. I mean, the Prime Minister doesn't even know what they're up to. Or maybe he does. Of course, the giant building complex here of the NSA in Utah suffered a bunch of meltdowns the other day. Pretty hilarious. Poetic justice, I would say. NSA's vast new Utah data hub suffering from meltdowns. Right? The NSA's vast data storage in Utah is now hardly a secret. New information surfaced indicating widespread technical failures delaying its opening, including 10 meltdowns within the past 13 months. Isn't that nice? Wouldn't it be nice the whole thing just caught on fire and burned to the ground? Of course, hopefully nobody would die in the process, but, you know, that's what's going on. I'm trying to shove this all into 15 minutes, so if I'm rushing, I'm sorry. But talking about the security agencies here, of course, I did the whole thing on the GCHQ, which is the British equivalent of CSEC. And these buildings, this is what I really wanted to get at. Like when you compare this building here to the Canadian equivalent, right? It's unbelievable. This is where all this money is going into. This is what our governments, the Five Eyes, are so concerned about. They want to be able to watch everyone all the time. Is it a coincidence that all these things are being built or finished off at the same time? I think not. I think it's all part of a plan to be able to harvest and collect data on every single human being on the planet that they can, you know. Unless you're living in a cave or something, they're gonna know about you. They're gonna know who you are. Australia's in on it. New Zealand, of course, is part of it. You know, right away when some of the first links came out, Snowden was showing how Australia was a big part of the NSA spying. And then of course New Zealand was being used as a test ground for a lot of the software. This is all going on. I mean, this is what we're waking up to. All these agencies are connected, and of course here, I'm not going to have time to show this. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut it off now because I only get 15 minutes. Sorry, guys. All the best. Leave your comments below. Take care.